Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch or Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Dolphin on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, or pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Sentinels of Earth Prime, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, One Deck Galaxy, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, with the exceptions of One Deck Dungeon, which is also available on Switch, and One Deck Galaxy, which is in early access on Steam. You can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Hello. We're playing Spirit Island today. This is the first Dolphin's Dive of the month, which is normally the Oblivion stream, but it has been preempted by the Spirit Island announcement that Jagged Earth version 2.1 will be releasing May 7th. This is phase 2 of the Jagged Earth release, and will feature the Tsardom of Russia as the adversary, and many minds move as one as a spirit. So in spirit of that, see what I did there? We're gonna play Spirit Island. Last time I played, we played against Russia 1. We're going to play against Russia 2 today, I believe. I think I did do it. Did I do Russia 2? I don't know if I did Russia 2. I don't know. Maybe actually, no. Let me take it back. I think I did Russia 2 last time because I think John did Russia 1. And I think he did Russia 3. So I did Russia 2 first. There we go. Well, I'm going to do Russia 3 then. Clever retort not found. Are we going to see Russia 6? No. I'm building myself up here. Plus, I generally play level 4, level 5 adversaries because 6 is too hard. Is Russia 6 coded? I sure hope it is, because otherwise, why would we be releasing it on Tuesday? But yeah, for sure, it is. But no, we're just gonna play Russia 3. And we're also going to play Many Minds Move as One. Let's replace green, I guess. I don't know. Serpent and Many Minds Move as One. I've never played Many Minds Move as One. I know this has been demoed on Handelabra Live. Let's see. So for flip side, a spirit of flocks, swarms, schools, and packs, where the whale moves together in concert to accomplish what the individuals in it could not do alone. Unlike weaves a web of souls, its nature leans towards smaller and simpler creatures, and regards other sorts of animals, including humans, as bizarrely alien in their individuality. While it will communicate with the Dahan, it has shown no ability or inclination to integrate them into itself. While it is willing to sacrifice individuals to protect the whole, it is not a spirit of sacrifice per se. That is the tactic it employs, not the essence of its nature. Are we going to use this board setup? What's the standard 2-player called again? Opposite choice? I don't know. You're asking a lot of questions here. I just play the game. Anyway, setup. Put one presence and 1 beasts on your starting board in a land with beasts. Note that you have 5 unique power cards. Ooh. Playstyle requires heavy spatial thought for beasts movement due to its improved push, gather, and large number of beasts. Has no offense to start with, but an excellent stalling defense combined with fear generation. Outright fear victories may be plausible in smaller games. Both fear cards and beasts events are unpredictable, however, so swings of fortune are apt to be more relevant than usual. Complexity moderate. Summary of powers. Control high. Fear and defense medium. Offense and utility pretty much done. So yeah, when you play 2 spirits, this is the setup that kind of is set up. I believe this is recommended. I don't know if it's the standard per se, but I do know that like putting the 2 oceans on the same side does make the game easier, as it's much easier to isolate the inlands. And same for like this kind of setup, where again it's easier to isolate the inner lands, which like, and then leave the coasts as just the things to focus on. Whereas if you go with this setup, you know, the inner land over here is very close to this coastal land on board F, so Is there an option to randomize the starting map? That's not recommended. I mean, the only randomization is what you get when you select new game and you select the number of spirits. You can't randomize anything on the screen right now. There's no shuffle button. But yeah, this is the setup for 2 spirits. For 3 spirits, it's the triangle. For 4, it's the, I don't know if it's called square, but they should add a shuffle button. I'm sure it's pretty difficult to implement, considering that not only are you choosing the spirit, you're also choosing the board, and not only that, but you're choosing a layout as well. I'm gonna stick with this though. I like to just deal with the hand that's dealt to me. Although I am forcing Russia and many mines in. Speaking of many mines, continue reading this. So, special rules. Fly fast as thought. When you gather or push beasts, they may come from or go to lands up to 2 distance rather than adjacent only. So, better gather, better push. A joining of swarms and flocks. Your sacred sites may also count as beasts. Note, you never have more than 1 sacred site in a land, no matter how many presents you have there. If something changes the beasts, that is your sacred site. It affects 2 of your presents there. E.g., push 1 beasts will push 2 of your presents together. So your presence, functioning as beasts, is also mobile as it flies fast. Let's see. Starts with 0 energy per turn, 1 card play per turn. Gets air and animal on energy track. On card plays track, we get this interesting effect. Pay 2 energy to gain a power card, which is actually pretty good because, like, the only power card you get is on Reclaim All, which, by the way, growth option 1, Reclaim All, gain a power card. Growth option 2, add a presence at range 1, add a presence at range 0, which adds a sacred site, which counts as beasts. Growth option 3, add a presence and a beast, range 3, gain 1 energy, gather up to 1 beasts into a land. Which this says range 2. I guess that's just a reminder about this rule, though, because this does say gather, which is always range 1. Or no, sorry, range 2. Gather up to 2 beasts in a land at range 2. That's what that means. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself here. But range 2, select a land. In that land, gather up to 1 beast. That could be choose range up to range 2 from there. So you can get beasts up to range 4 into a land that's range 2, basically. You can get many mines and fangs for more beasts. Let's stick with Serpent. Yeah, so innate powers. The teaming host arrives. Fast, range 2, targets any land. With 2 air and 1 animal, gather up to 1 beast. With 3 air, 1 water, 2 animal, instead gather up to 1 beasts per air that you have. 1 fire, 4 air, 2 animal, push up to 3 beasts. And again, they can go up to lands 2 distance away. So this is... Pushing 3 is actually really strong, as you can get them in any land that you want. Almost. Not really. Beset and confound the invaders. Fast, range 2, target land invaders. Beasts below checks the number of beasts in target land. So 1 fear, 2 animal, and 2 beasts in the land. 2 fear, defend 2. 2 air, 3 animal, and 3 beasts in the land. Instead, 3 fear and defend 4. At 3 air, 4 animal, and 4 beasts in the land. Instead, 4 fear and defend 7. And at 4 air, 1 earth, 5 animal, and 5 beasts in the land. Instead, 6 fear, defend 10. Okay. Lots of beasts needed for that. And also lots of elements. Dreadful Tide of Scurrying Flesh. Remove up to half round down of beasts in target land. For each beasts removed, 2 fear and skip 1 invader action. Has to target a land with 2 beasts at least. Okay. So you remove beasts. Boon of Swarming Bedevilment. For the rest of the turn, each of target spirit's presence grants defend 1 in its land. Target spirit may push up to 1 of their presence. This targets another spirit. Oh yeah. Your presence also counts as a beast. Or 2, your sacred site counts as a beast. So yeah. 1 beast and 1 sacred site. You can remove you can remove your sacred site if you want, I guess. It counts as a beast. Guide the way on feathered wings. Move 1 beast up to 2 lands. As it moves, up to 2 Dahan may move with it for part or all of the way. The beast's Dahan may move to an adjacent land and then back. So moving beasts 2 lands, but also moving to Han. Now this is a move, not a gather or push, so it doesn't get this benefit. Pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings. Targets they land with beasts. 1 fear for each beast's past the first. Push 1 explorer town. And then here's our beast generator, ever multiplying swarm. Range 0, add 2 beasts. That's how we get beasts. All right. Well, that is Many Minds move as 1. First time I viewed that spirit. We're going to see how it plays. But also Russia. Reminder how Russia plays for you guys, but also myself. Hunters swarm the land. Can I like zoom in on that side of the card? No? Okay. Put beasts destroyed by adversary rules on this panel. If there are ever more beasts on this panel than on the island, the invaders win. They win. Any escalation is stock the predators on each board. Add 2 explorers among lands with beasts. If you can't, instead add 2 explorers among lands with beasts on a different board. Well, we're gonna have lots of beasts in this game. You can destroy your presence with Many Minds. Yeah. We also start with extra beasts. Hunters seek shell and hide. During setup on each board, add a beast and explore to the highest numbered land without buildings. During play, explorers do +1 damage. When Ravage adds a blight to a land, including cascades, destroy a beasts in that land. Actually, it's gonna be hard to destroy a presence or destroy sacred site instead of the beasts, as actually the blight blight destroys 1 of your presence, and then you have to have 2 left over. But beasts destroyed by adversary rules on this panel. Their sacred sites might also count as beasts. I'm sure there's like a clarification / FAQ about whether destroyed presence can be returned or if it goes to the adversary card or what. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Well, searching for Many Minds and Russia didn't do anything. Okay, I don't know. Is the beast destroyed before or after the blight destroys beasts? I assume it goes after. Ravage is an action, adds blight. Blight action destroys presence. Then it triggers the adversary action. I assume it's the order of operations. Anyway, I didn't get an answer, so I guess we'll find out if it comes up. Russia 2, a sense for impending danger. The first time each action will destroy an explorer. If possible, one of those explorers is instead pushed. 1 fear when you do so. And now we're playing Russia 3, so competition among hunters. Ravage cards also match lands with 3 or more explorers. If the land already matched, the Ravage card it still ravages just once. So, yeah. 11 fear cards, 4 at terror level 1, 4 at terror level 2, and 3 at terror level 3. And Ravage actions will match lands with 3 more explorers, so leaving around explorers is kind of trash. They also do +1 damage, so 3 explorers deal 6 damage. You'd have to defend 6 in multiple lands. So yeah. And also they're very resilient because of their sense for impending danger. Let's go. Enough talk. How about you? Lots of sounds. All right, exploring sands. But I'll have you know that we have 3 beasts in F7. So that's a pretty good start. So I believe this was in a recent update that these explorers now have flags matching their adversary, which is quite cool. You like the little Russia flags? It's cute. Yeah. All right. If there are ever more destroyed beasts on this panel than on the island, invaders wins. We have 5 beasts on the island. So if we destroy one of them, though, that also lowers the count up there. So we'd be at 1 out of 4, then we'd be at 2 out of 3. So yeah. It's many mines. You're gonna add so many beasts. Yeah, I'm not really worried about losing the beasts. At least not just yet. Russia's building sands. There's no ravages turn, so I don't have to worry about 3 explorer lands just yet. Playing with Serpent. Serpent likes to absorb essence early so that you can place more presence. Because we're at 1 on the board. Yeah, 1 out of 5 left. So I could see doing a double presence start here. You start with 0 energy per turn, so I'd like to get to 1 energy and also 2 card plays so that you can do multiple things in a turn. Although all of your cards are free except for ever multiplying Swarm. But hey, doing that early and get the beasts flowing could be pretty good. We do have a power that grants defense based on the number of beasts in the target land. Well, not based just on that, but also on elements. Defend 2 only, though. If I only have like 2 card plays and I can't get a 3rd animal or whatever. All of these have animal at least. So what are the sacred site considerations that we have here? Just a dreadful tide. And we can use this to skip invader actions as well. So like we could stop the F8 ravage that way. I mean, we could, I suppose, stop the build instead, but I don't know. What are we gonna do with Serpent? Aegis for next turn. Is there a really good spot for that Aegis? I mean, all the stands are pretty far apart. Both E1 and F1 have Dahan. F1 has a few more Dahan, so like defending F1 seems nice. E6, however, has a beasts. Blight destroys beasts, so yeah, we would want to defend E6 or move the beasts out of that land, which, hey, I can move beasts very easily. We could also just let that beast die. I mean, come on. We are many minds. We can put down as many beasts as we so desire. But yeah, site consideration feels like, and this is range 1, range 0, yeah. So I can't like grow into F5 with that. I mean, if I put a Sacred Site in F8, that counts as a beast. So I could do Sacred Site in F8 to help with beast counts later. So let's do that. Let's get 1 energy and 2 card plays, as we are wont to do. And then, a lot of these have air. It's a neat Sacred Site symbol. Oh yeah, I guess it is rather unique. And it does have a beast's outline to remind you that it's a beast. Didn't even notice that. Your catch. Ever Multiplying Storm is the only one that doesn't have air, so the air consideration is not that hard, and all of them have animal, so. For each beast past the first push an explorer or town. So I guess actually if we get 2 beasts in F8, since my Sacred Site counts as that. I could somehow play this one and then get beasts into F8, which teaming host only moves 1. Unless I have 3 air, which I'm not having this turn. So I could do Guide the Way on Feathered Wings. Move 1 beasts. Actually, that still only does 1. But this also triggers teaming host, right? Yeah. Also, I happen to have fear and defend. Yay. But yeah, if I use the combination of these two to get beasts into F8, then I can push this explorer in town out and stop the city build. So I think that works. For Serpent, could also use Gift of Flowing Power to give another power play to many minds to trigger higher level innates if so desired. Could be handy next turn. Hit this threshold for defend 4, but it has to be in a land with 3 beasts. Right? Is that what it says? Yeah, 3 beasts. So yeah, it's not really too likely we can hit F1 with that unless something else happens. But first, you do want to go into E7 at some point to be able to defend these 2 lands next turn. Also have multiple options here. We don't have to just do 1 presence play, but gain a power card first. Always be gaining power cards. Always be A, B, yeah. And I remember SAA as the elements you don't want as much. Sun, air, animal. So like this has air. They all have air. It's fantastic. This is sun and air. None of them animal. You may pay 1 energy to make this power fast. I suppose I could do that to stop a build. Could also use Land of Haunts and Embers to stop a build and generate fear and put Blight down. Always be blighting. Entrancing Apparitions. That is always a good card. Unfortunately, there's a town in E7, so I can't use that in E7. And then there's the town down there. This is gonna be good down the road, I guess. Yeah, like this, because you don't add extra explorers, you just prevent some explorers. You just prevent some explorers from dying, is what I mean. Russia is coming. Yay! That sound means the Russians are coming. Sorry, it's a reference to 1999 Millionaire. Yeah, so we want to get the 2 card plays as fast as we can. We want to go to E7. I don't see why I would need a Sacred Site this turn, so let's put that presence there. Only one play. We're playing Aegis next turn, most likely. If I absorb Essence, I will have a profit of energy. Target spirit gains an any. Does that any do much? Could help defend next turn, I guess. Doesn't help with this row here. We're not in a rush to absorb essence per se. Give minor power, I guess, is the only other good option here. Gift of Flowing Power to play another power card. I think I would rather save that when I'm trying to set up a thing. So let's do Primordial Deeps, I guess. See if we can get a Beasts card. If we don't, then we get a Moon and an Earth. Or we could just play it, because the Moon and Earth doesn't do anything, so yeah. Alright, let's go. First, let's take a look at what that minor power is. And what we want. Generally, air and animal. These two give that. A little bit of water, a little bit of fire, a little bit of earth. Yeah, air and animal generally seems pretty good. Let's see, for each Dahan, damage to buildings or 1 fear gather 2 Dahan, or the next time Dahan will be destroyed in target land, destroy 2 fewer Dahan, or push up to 3 Dahan. Or choose a type of token from things that exists in an adjacent land. Choosing disease costs 1 energy. Add 1 of that type of token to target land. Or gather Dahan. However, this adds beasts. Doesn't have animal, but it does add beasts. And it's free. Kind of like that. It does give a fire and an earth for these later innates. And it adds beasts. What more could you want? Go ahead, play it. It's free. Why not? So we can actually use this. Choose whether the sacred site should count as beasts. Yes. That's fine. Buzzing bee. And then we need to get another beast in here. Which we could do this. Do with this. There's only this at range 2. Guess that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And now for each beast past the first push. Yes, that one is absolutely must count. And F6 is probably better than F5 because F5 sees more lands and F6 has more Dahan. Maybe? I don't know if that makes sense really, but I'm doing it. All right, F8 is stopped. Yay, I did something. I did something this turn. Look at me. All right, so now we have this available. Move a beast up to 2 lands as it moves up to 2 Dahan. We move with it for part or all of the way. So like for instance, I could move this beast into F6, into F1, and then move those 2 Dahan over. Oh, this has to be a land with invaders, by the way. Should make sure I have a land with invaders for that. Done. Range 1, so I can't hit over here. This targets any land, but it doesn't even need beasts in it, so I could just fizzle. As it moves... I mean, I assume that this can pick up a Dahan. I guess we can see. I can move my sacred site, actually. That counts as a beast. Actually, would it help to move it to F1? Set up for next turn? I guess so, because we could get beasts in F1. We can gather at range 2, so these beasts can move over, and then we can skip the Ravage if so desired. Okay. So I'm going to move my beasts. I think I would rather gather the singleton. So let's move over here. And then move there. And then we can move this guy. Hey, welcome to the party. Okay. Alright, invader card is mountains. Unfortunately, we moved our explorer town into the mountains, so... Gonna have to watch out for that. No slow powers. That's turn 1. Success. So there's no lands that have 3 explorers just yet. I sure hope this Spirit Insight will reveal lands that have 3 explorers when it comes to it. I am likely to forget, honestly. So, gain a power card, add presence again. We could gain 4 energy and gain a major if we really want. I don't really want. I'm happy with minors. Defend 10 sacred site option. Defend 5 in a land with cities at range 0, but adds beasts! It's beasts! And fire, moon. Oh, but I need earth, actually. I was going to say it lines up pretty well here, but actually slightly not. Otherwise, defend 10 at a land with sacred site is eventually cool. I guess. Sun, air, animal. All of these are animal. This is air. So these three are the quote-unquote good ones. Actually, quick and near circle is actually really good for my right innate, isn't it? Gives moon, gives fire, gives earth. And 1 damage to each building plus damage to buildings actually does combo. Maybe I should consider this. We could do domesticated animals if we want to defend like this a different way, but we can just do our Aegis to defend. Our Aegis defense is 2 + 1 for each presence. Defend 3 would be enough. Can I actually play both? Yeah, I can play both these. That's fine. So I'm gonna take this one for a future turn. Hello, Softer Sin. Welcome. So this is range 0 sacred site. That's the only challenge, is the fact that it's a sacred site target. But we can try to set up a sacred site on the turn that we need to do a sacred site thing, as long as my presence is in many lands. Like, I could set up a sacred site in E5 down the road, although this is a slow... Or sorry, this one is a slow power, so this won't work to stop the E5 Ravage. But I could still do a defend instead. So spreading my presences wide. Giving my presences a wide berth seems helpful here. Also, putting my presence in lands that will be ravaged and blighted is actually pretty good, as it will allow me to put more presence on the board without having to absorb presence. But I don't think I need to do that this turn, as I don't want this to ravage, and I might as well save the Dahan over here if possible. So I guess, and this is what, range 3? I feel like I want to cast a wide net. Give myself as much mobility as possible. Can I grow in here? No. It'd be nice if I could grow there to defend their next turn, but I can't. Can't grow into a land with blight either. I guess going to land with city down the road is a good idea. So I'm gonna go F2. Bring Absorb Essence and Elemental Aegis. This does trigger all of these. So you can push the town out of E5. That's fine. And we have enough damage. Actually, we have enough damage to kill the town. Because we have 2 fire, 2 earth, so it's 2 damage. We can actually, well, yeah, this is the line that's ravaging, but we could also kill the town in E7 if so desired. The Explorer's still going to deal 2 damage, though, so it's not like that land is solved. But that is a thing. Alright, so... this growth option also adds a beast. We have innate beast adding, by the way. This also adds a beast in a sense. In a sense. Very limited, though. Pay 2 energy to gain a power card. Plus 1 energy per turn. So that'll be like -1 energy. Unless I do this. 1 energy, 1 energy, 2. So I'm back at 0 energy. But then, like, as I go up card place track, I want to be able to play multiple cards. I'll also be reclaiming very frequently until I get millions of cards. But this does give me cards every turn. And if I reclaim, I get 2 cards if I have enough energy, although I will have an energy loss. Now, if I wanted to do defend for this turn, I would need either 3 card plays or an any from Serpent or an extra card play from Serpent. Actually, I'm not doing the extra card play, so I'm doing the any here. So I'd have to be able to have 2 air, 2 animal innately, and I also need to have 3 beasts in the land. So like if I do this growth option, if I would like to add a beast to F1, I'm actually going to make a super stack, which is actually fine as I can undo the super stack with my gathering and pushing, I guess. Yeah, we do need defend 4 as this explorer is dealing 2 damage. Defend 2 is not enough. We could instead skip an invader action. We will need another beasts in there, but we do have a gather most likely. Unless I play ever multiplying swarm, in which case I don't have 2 air. Unless I take the any for air. If I take the any for air, then I'm not going to defend 4. So just kind of, that's kind of the rub. Plus, if I do get 2 energy to pay and gain a power card, I'm not going to have the energy to afford ever multiplying swarm. Conundrums, conundrums. But if this adds a beast, I'd be at 2 beasts here. If I can gather 1, it'd be at 3 beasts. But yeah, then I would not have the animals for this anyway. So that's moot. Boon of Swarming Bedevilment only targets Serpent. And we don't need that defend this turn. So I'd probably rather play Dreadful Tide and Ever Multiplying Swarm. I mean, I could pay 2 energy to gain a power card and see what it is. I can't. Well, I guess I could play it right away, but I would basically not be playing this. Guaranteed. I'm almost surely taking this presence anyway, right? Actually, wait, I get an air off of this. Hold on, then. Hold on. Also, this gathers a beast. Not only do I add a beast, but I also gather a beast. Which could be my sacred site, but no. No. Okay. Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook. If I don't take this, then I take the air. And then I play these 2 cards. So, and this gather doesn't have to be in the same land as this. So I could still gather one of these beasts over here. Then I could add a beast to a separate land or something, or put it in this. I don't know. But I do have a gather here and a gather here, so I can gather these 2 beasts. Yeah, so okay, okay. And now I'll have the 3 beasts that I need. I'll have the 2 air, because this gives me an air. 3 animal. Actually, I will not have. Oh, so the any would be animal. That's why. Okay. Okay. Separate question, though. What am I going to Dreadful Tide? Anything? I don't think there's a target for this that I would want. I mean, hypothetically, I could use it just to get fear. I think. I mean, I assume that I have the option of which invader action to skip. Right? I assume? Or is it going to be like the first invader action is the one that's skipped? In which case, that sucks. I mean, I could just play this for elements. Or I could just remove, or I'm taking some of those beasts. So like if I do this, and I'm putting presents like here. I still need to gather one into there. Is it worth sacrificing one beast for 2 fear? Probably yes. Oh, I see what I see. I don't have a sacred site in these lands. Or in this land rather. I see. In which case I am just playing this for elements. I guess there is the question of whether Boon of Swarming Bedevilment is worth holding on to. Because like if I'm just playing something for elements, this does the same thing. So which is the more powerful effect? Skip an invader action or defend 1 per presence? I mean, I feel like we're not going to be able to have many serpent presences in one land. Next turn will be the mountains build. Or mountains ravage rather. We do have a presence here, but when the town builds there, which well, actually no, will kill the town. Defend 1 actually would be enough. So I guess I'm actually gonna rather have Boon for next turn. Okay. Okay, we're playing this card and not doing anything with it. Standard procedure. Also, what do you mean there's no valid target? Because this is the target. You lied to me. You lied to me. That is a valid target. You're telling me it's not, but it is. Oh, whoops. That was not the one I wanted to use. Absorb. Let's take this one. The any must be animal. And then we have defend 4 there. So I could, well, I don't want to skip the action though. It's there. I don't want to skip the invader action, but 2 fear does give me a fear card. I think I could see this working as the first invader action is the one that skipped, so I guess I'm not going to use it. Alright. Bureaucrats adjust funding. On each board with 9 or more buildings, build cards skip the highest numbered matching land. On each board with 3 or fewer buildings, build cards cause 1 extra action in the highest numbered matching land. Yikes. Ransack and run after the oh, sorry, we're not there. Terrifying beasts. 2 fear per board with 2 or more beasts. Yay, fear! When invaders ravage, if the land has both Dahan and presence, defend 5. Okay, so I didn't have to defend that. Go me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So build actions, build cards cause 1 extra build in the highest number of land. So F6 is just super screwed, I guess. Okay. Fear. Dahan and presence, blah, blah, blah. Lands with Dahan have defend 1 per Dahan. Cool. So why is this a choose for me? Destroy the town. The explorer would just be pushed. This does get pushed. If I put you in F6, you ravage. Do you ravage, or have the ravaged lands been selected? Yeah, they've been selected, so that didn't actually help. I might not want to do that. I might not want to do that, so let's think for a sec. Where do I want that explorer to go? So Ravage cards match lands that have 3 or more explorers. This mountains is ravaging and is also double building, which is really scary. But what can you do? If I put more in there, it would be harder to defend. But most likely we're just going to skip. Oh, I don't. It's this card. Whoops. Most likely we're screwed. I'm gonna just throw you in Serpent Land. How about that? I think putting 3 explorers in that land won't affect next turn, but will affect subsequent turns, so I don't want to risk it. They're exploring the jungles. And we're on stage 2. So I was originally thinking, hey, let's kill this town. But E7 is going to build a city. I can kill the town and stop the city, as long as I have a game plan for E5. E2, it could ravage, it will blight, that's fine. F6 is scary, F4 is scary. We are adding 2 beasts. Probably here. Unless I can't stop that ravage, in which case that blight will kill a beast. Because Mother Russia. In Soviet Russia, beasts kills you. But yeah, the major problem is this is the card I have. I could reclaim and then get this back. Defend 4 is hella not enough for F6. Quicken Earth struggles. We're not in F6. And we're also not near F6 to create a pretend, like to spontaneously create a sacred site. Yeah, it's not going to work. Is there a good target for entrancing apparitions? F4, except, well, no. I mean, sorry, that for 1, that land's not empty to begin with. And for 2, there's a blight in the land and it's ravaging, so that's double strike. But it would stop both of these builds. I guess what I could do, if I kill the town in E7 and I entrancing apparitions E4, it gathers this explorer and gathers the E5 explorer. And then this only needs defend 2, which is what we wanted. Or sorry, only needs defend 1, which is what we wanted basically. So that would work. I mean, this explorer, if it were to be destroyed, would only be pushed anyway. So I guess that's fine. So we have 2 damage, 2 fear. Push a town, but we're going to kill the town. Like, it's another fear card. Yay. If we get 3 beasts into F4, then we could defend 4 if we have 3 animals, which we won't. Like, paying 2 energy to gain a power card next turn is probably a good idea. But we're not going to have 3 card plays. Although we do have... Oh, we don't have... We don't have the target spirit gains a power card can play it immediately thing. Because I used it before! Whoops. Yeah, I could see this as a reclaim all turn. We will have 2 beasts in the land. We could move one of them to skip the Ravage. We can only do it in F6, not F4, as we don't have the Sacred Site range, let alone... I don't have range 0 range. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to reclaim all. Which coincidentally still gives me a power card without having to pay 2 energy. Although putting presence down would also be nice. And beasts would be nice. We can see what this is. I guess we could search for a major. We have 6 power cards. It's a lot. I don't really want to forget Quicken though. I always feel like I want to forget a power that's in my discard as it keeps my hand bigger, but I'm not ready to ditch these just yet. So I think I'm going to stick with Miner. Get a Miner that defends at range, which we kind of have. Sap the Strength requires an air, but we will have an air this turn as we're playing Entrancing Apparitions. So we can defend F4, which stops the Cascade, which is good. Other options. Set them on an ever-twisting trail. Isolates a land. An isolated land can't cascade, right? Or is it only for invaders? I feel like it's only for invaders. Right? Isolating a land represents the invaders being incapable of traveling. Invaders do not explore isolated lands, and isolated lands are not a source of explorers. Multiplayer. Okay. I wanted to see if there was a section on isolation, but could also go to Quirky again, see if that helps. Can isolate apply to Dahan, not unless you're checking adjacency between Dahan and an invader piece. Thematically, the Dahan both know the island and how to get around on it much better, and have good relations with enough spirits that they can get help in circumventing even natural events. Which also implies that Blight doesn't help. Yeah, there. If you manage to create a land with no adjacent lands, how do things like blight cascades work? There are no adjacent lands to add blight to, so blight does not cascade. Note that isolate is not usually sufficient to generate this, since it only affects adjacency for invader pieces. All right. So isolating F4 does not prevent the cascade, that makes sense to me because it just isolation blocks invaders only. Okay. Push a blight, interesting. Very interesting. Pushing blight is rare. Sap the strength, however, does work for this turn, and it only gives me a water really. So I could forget that next turn for a major. So I think that's what I want. And again, cast a wide net. I can grow into F6 if the plan was to prevent it from doing things. Because how much damage is this again? 11? I could eventually get a Sacred Site in there down the road. So I think I do want to do that. Play those. I will have range into F4, and I can stop the E7 build as well as enough defend for E5. And then here we reclaim all as we have no other way of stopping F6, and I don't want F6 to go as it will destroy a presence, destroy 2 Dahan, also my Serpent presence, which is not really a big deal if it's destroyed, but I don't want it. So, again, we want air animal as much as we can. We don't have many animals other than this one. Gold's Allure. Gathering an explorer into a land. Kind of risky, TBH. Although it does stop the F5 Ravage next turn, but actually it creates a Ravage in F6. Unless I can do something with explorers eventually. That would be nice. That would be nice. We have an innate air now, so air is a little less vital. We do get innate animal as well, but we do still need a lot of animals, so I'm more inclined to take the animal over the air. But in any case, am I going to use one of these this turn anyway? Drought destroys 3 towns. There are 2 towns in F6. There's also some presence that I would like to not have lost. I guess serpents. Doesn't matter. If I have 3 sun, I can destroy a city. I guess that's a really good option for F6 down the road. However, it doesn't target explorers, so those explorers are hard to get rid of, as it seems. If beasts are present, to fear. Actually, this also defends F4 without needing Serpent to. Haunted by Primal Memories. Interesting. But there's no beasts in there, so it's... I guess I could do a gather to get beasts in there, but... I feel like a Sacred Site in F6 for a defend down the road will be better for destroying F6. So I don't need Drought per se. The Gold's Allure gives me fire. I need fire for this. Also gives me earth. I need earth for this. So I guess this actually is really good elements for me. So I'm going to take this one. Do this to stop F6. We don't have any other defend that we need, so we could just add the beasts. An air and an animal makes this gather per air that you have. We don't have any targeted beast things for this turn. So I'm just gonna add beasts. Always be adding beasts. A B A B. That sounds like all beasts are bad, which is not. Which is not the lesson here. Okay. Defend. Trance. Remove. If I get 2 more beasts in there, I get 2 more fear and 1 more invader action skip, which could be an explorer, but I don't think that explorer really does anything. I mean, do I need... This defend doesn't do anything, right? Might as well just defend there before I lose the beasts and then do this. Yeah. So where do I think I'm gonna move this sacred site. Where do I want to move it to though? We're probably defending F2 with Quicken next turn. I could move into F4 and then I have Gold's Allure down the road, I guess. I guess that's okay. Sacred Site's under threat. Okay. Well, we have Sacred Site. I think we just have 1, don't we? We just have this Sacred Site. Serpent has no Sacred Sites, and this is the only Sacred Site, so either we let the island's strength repulse them, each Sacred Site pushes an explorer town to an adjacent land, remove a blight per player from the blight card, or 3 energy per land where I do damage aided by fire. We currently have 2 fire. In each land with Sacred Site and invaders, either do 2 damage or destroy a presence from each spirit. It's obviously guard, though. Obviously it's guard. Probably paying 1 energy is better than discard here. I could discard on Serpent. Could discard Gold's Allure. Lol. I took it so I could discard it. I feel like energy is not that bad right now. Energy on many mines, I guess, will be a bit more of an issue once I do unlock this. Because I feel like gaining the power card every turn is really good. But to be able to afford that, I need energy. And I'll be very energy starved. Although all my power cards are free. So actually, maybe I don't really need energy. Alright, you spend the 1 energy. That's fine. Just 1. Okay. Now, I would rather kill the town than the explorer, because the explorer would just be pushed. Also, we have beasts generate fear if invaders are present. Nice. Spear with Fortahan among its lands gains a minor power. Many mines was relevant, was... Not relevant, not the right word. Was eligible for this, but we moved you out. Serpent is not eligible for this either, so much for that. But beasts move to an adjacent land if invaders are not present. So this is F1. Okay. I mean, if I move it into F2 and it ravages... But I'm pretty sure I'm going to block it somehow. I'm pretty sure. I'm also probably going to do something in F5. I'll just put F5. This is now what? Oh, this is the other beast that's moving. All right. I mean, there is a chance that the fear card says each beast destroys something. I'm just gonna put you in F5 anyway. Should the sacred site count as a beast? Yes, because it's a fear. This is the F8 beasts. I could put you in F4. Sure. Nothing there. 2 fear cards now. Each player removes an explorer from a land with Dahan. Remove is not destroy, right? When ravage? No. The first time each action would destroy an explorer, push it instead. Alright, so this is strong. This removes an explorer, period. So this stops a build. I'm happy with that. Getting rid of singletons is probably better, because if there's 2 explorers in a land, well, okay, there's 2 explorers in a land and then an explorer goes into the land, it's now 3 explorers, which means it is a target for ravage. On the other hand, if I do an action that destroys all explorers in a land with multiple explorers, I still destroy explorers. In a land with 1 explorer, that explorer gets pushed instead. So it's easier to destroy explorers if they're grouped up, but also more dangerous because then they can be targets for ravage actions. In any case, the sands and the wetlands are not building or ravaging this turn. This mountain is ravaging, but we are blocking it, so it's not really relevant. But it is a big land. Our plan is to try to destroy everything between Quick and Near Struggles and Serpent Rouses down the road. I'll destroy E1 as there's a beast in E8, and I'm sure that beast will destroy that explorer, quote unquote. Each player removes an explorer or town from a land with disease. Okay, well, yeah, only 2 options there, and it was removed, so it did happen. Cool. Alright, so that. Oh. I didn't do the defend. I played ever multiplying swarm instead of defend. Whoops. Okay, well, serpent presence is fine. Serpent presence destruction is fine anyway. Just 1 more blade than I expected. Oh, I do have the choice. All right, good to know. Skip the ravage though. I get to skip 1 action of my choosing is what that means. Coastal Explorer, so there's no escalation here. Okay, so these these jungles are ravaging and then building. This is range 0, by the way. So I guess I will stare tantalizingly at these buildings, I guess. I don't know. Okay. We're getting an any on Serpent. So we'll have 2 fire, 1 earth when I play this, so I can get another earth, so I can do 2 damage to a building. +1 with this, but I still have to defend this somehow. And they're also going to build a city, build a town, even if I still defend that. So it's not quite enough to deal with that. E3 is also ravaging and blighting. I mean, like, it's minor. F5. thought I had a plan for F5, but I don't remember what it was. Probably just pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings or something. Also, we don't have lands with 3 explorers still, right? This is 2 explorers, yeah. So is this going to be major power turn, and we're going to forget Sap the Strength? I think that's what I had decided on. Let's do it. First major of the game, and we have Blazing Renewal! Which, not really super great with Serpent, though. Unrelenting Growth, fun. Sleep and Never Awaken. Hey, this skips all actions. Skip all actions. All of them. Also, this removes explorers, which removal is not destruction. Only real downside of this is it gives a sun, or sorry, gives an air and an animal, which Serpent doesn't really like. Serpent's allergic to that. And also, we're notably not really in any sands right now. But we could stop all actions in F2, which means we stop the Ravage and the build. And maybe the Explorer. Getting an extra Explorer in there would generate a fear, but you know. We're not going to hit the Elemental Threshold on that this turn, but that would combo for more fear, I guess. Vigor of the Breaking Dawn gives a sun and an animal, which is what Serpent is allergic to. So I don't think it's Vigor. Vigor is generally good, but there's not really any good targets for it other than F6, which is not relevant this turn. Sleep Never Awaken is somewhat relevant. Blazing Renewal is only really helpful once. Yeah, so I feel like it's Sleep and Never Awaken. I guess I don't have to make the decision yet because Many Minds is going to gain a power. If I place 2 presents, I get to +2 energy or 3 card plays. And all my powers are free anyway. I could even gain a power that costs 1 energy. I could just take this instead, though. As that functionally gives me an extra energy. It doesn't give me the 3 card plays, though. I think I do like 3 card plays. Let's get more actions flowing. So Sacred Site where? E3 maybe? And actually, I can gain the power card before I do my other growth, right? Note that I need to have 2 energy during growth to do that. I assume this works during the play phase, though, which is still growth, I think, right? Spirit. Oh, no, it's the spirit phase. That's what it is. Okay. Gift of Twinned Days. Repeat the lowest cost card they have by paying its energy cost, and I can do likewise. Only gives me sun and moon, but allows me to repeat things. I repeat, it allows me to repeat things. Dire Metamorphosis for literally 1 of everything. I want one of everything. One fear, one damage, damage to Han, a badlands, a beast, a disease, a strife, a wilds, and a blight. One of all. All right, what do we need again? We need air and animal. That does actually give me air and animal. I mean, it adds a beast and a badlands. Badlands is more damage to invaders. Does add a blight, and then we have no blight removal. But it does put a wilds down. I'm taking it, and you can't stop me. All right. I like that you can hit undo on this, but I'm pretty sure you can't. Hold on. I guess I should check. What happens if I click this? It just puts me back here. Okay. I was gonna say there's no reason that you'd be able to undo the power gain, as every time, I guess it would work if you're doing the, like, if you have the game set up that you have infinite undo, then you can get the 2 energy back. But infinite undo disables achievements and stuff, as whenever you look at a power card, that is a part where you can't undo past, as you have new information. Otherwise, this works if you click it and then decide before you click on the power card deck, I don't really want to gain a power card. I was thinking about it, but changed my mind, so I'm going to click undo. But yeah, that's not going to have much utility, really. All right. Presence, range 0. I'm just going to do that. So I do have 3 plays. And if I could put more beasts in E3, we block this Ravage. It's a pretty light Ravage. Otherwise, I want to do something in F5, which... we don't have the block one. We do have this one, but it was going to be a defend, wasn't it? I guess, no, we have Pursue with... right, we're going to do Pursue with Scratches. And actually doing that in E3 might be a bit better. Oh, there's no beasts other than my own. I mean, we will have this, but, like, yeah. For the rest of this turn, each of target spirits' presence grants defend 1, but it's only another spirit. By the way, I'm going to take this after all. Might as well get past that. And I don't know why... oh, because you still have to place a presence. Okay. You do still have a presence. So actually, if I grow into E3, then this will give enough defend. You could also use this to push into a land with Blight, which for Serpent is really, really hard to do. So I don't get the threshold there, but I do have damage. Oh, I was gonna play the one LZ to repeat, but that's fine. For each fire, earth, 1 damage. So we have 2 of those. I haven't any. Yeah, he's not actually super helpful, is it? Oh. I have this. I have this after all. But I can't use the Yenny to really do anything helpful here for elements. I need a water and a plant for gain energy. I need a lot more to get the last threshold. And I definitely don't have enough to get to more pushing or in fear. And I don't have enough for more damage, yeah. So I actually do have remove 6 explorers from among your lands. So since that is active, I can remove this explorer. I can remove this explorer. I can remove these 2 explorers. I do need to be in a land with sands. which I'm presently not, but I was going to. I was originally not going to play that because I don't need it, but I guess I still need it. I could not grow into E3, but I do want to be there. Weirdly, I wanted this so I could have a defend 1 in there, but now I want it so I can just remove the explorer. So I do need to grow in there. I need to push into a sands. Pushing into E1 is probably better, as that stops the coastal build there. Skip all actions and target land. I was going to do that in F2. But it's tempting to want to use this to remove more explorers. So if I move into E1, I remove that one, I remove that one, I remove F2, I remove the 2 and F6. And that's all I can remove with my presence. E7 has no one in there. I guess I could maybe... Yeah, I can push more into F2 to remove it that way. Okay. Oh, by the way, I don't actually have a land for this. Oh. That's a mistake. Ah, shit, then. And in that case, I can't really use it. I was thinking I could destroy the city in F2 with this, but I would need the sacred site there, but... I guess I could grow into F2, do quick in there first, then push my presence into F1, and then sleep and never waken. I would still not be using it for the defend if I'm doing... Or I'm not doing quicken for the defend if I'm doing that, so I'd still have to target F2 with that. E2 is building, and that's a scary land. We have reclaim 1 next turn now. We can do this like every turn. Which seems interesting. I'm not sure how helpful that actually will be though. I have another play here. One more animal and enough beasts gives me a defend 4. Defend 4 would be enough for F2. But I could do it in E3 instead and move the serpent presence out of there, which is what I needed to do anyway. Yeah, so get this presence out of there. Put it there. And I think there used to be a bug with the any not working, but I think it does work. So I assume the bug's been fixed. So what do I want to do now? Quicken to deal with F2. Now we need to be able to defend E3. We're gonna try to get there, I guess. Just play this one, I guess. Oh, but it's not gonna give me the animal. We do have this, actually. So we can get beasts very easily for this. Damage to push an explorer, strafe the town. It does put old wilds and a blight. Yeah, I think they're... Surely there's a place for this. F1 at least. Okay. I have no valid target for sleep and never waken. That's gonna change. Dream firmly to become real. Reach all 108 elemental thresholds in Jagged Earth or something. Yay, because I did that. But first, I damage. Then I boom. Push this presence there. And then you have sleep and never waken to skip all actions there. And then we start removing the shit of all the explorers. I was expecting a lot more, but I guess I was... Yeah, it is what it is. I need more beasts here. Which I can... Okay, I have this on the upper threshold, actually. So I can gather up to 3. Gather up to 4, actually. Just take all, I guess. Did the beast sounds change, or is it just unique to the spirit? As I remember them being tiger growls. I need to leave 3 beasts in here. There are 6. I'm pushing 3. Yeah. And I need to have 3 in there. For well, I only need 2, but I might as well get 3 fear. Oh, let's put you in this one. Then pursue. Oh, I did this. Oh, now I know why. Okay. I realized what I did wrong. I wanted to get this explorer to die. So before I sleep and never waken, I'm going to get the beasts. And that my sacred site does count as beasts, I know. Actually, let's move my sacred site. I want this to count as a beast. So yeah, I would only take that one. Wait, why? Why is that one black? I guess because it's the beast one. That's weird though. I'm gonna put you in this land. That's fine. And then I need to have 3 in there. Okay. So now I pursue. And I was thinking about doing the town there, but I guess I'm gonna put it in here. Might as well keep this as the danger land, right? Now I can sleep and never waken. Defend there. Terror level 2. Alright. Invader event card. Increasing aggression, invaders do +1 damage per land when ravaging. Well, it is what it is. On each board, add disease to the jungle or wetland with the most buildings. On each board, remove a blight from a land with at least 2 Dahan. So, that's defend. That's not ravaging. That's empty. That's empty. Okay, so this one doesn't do anything. Disease to the jungle or wetland with the most buildings. So disease here. Which will be preserved because we're skipping all actions there. And on this board, there are no buildings in jungles or wetlands, so it skips there. Remove a blight from a land with at least 2 Dahan. The lands with blight do not have Dahan, so it does nothing. Alright. Fear card says, each player adds Strife and land with Dahan. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per Strife to a minimum of 1. For the rest of this turn. I guess I Strife the buildings in F6. I could hypothetically kill the buildings with Serpent Rouses there instead of the city in F1, but the city in F1 is ravaging next turn. So I guess let's just do this. Alright. This Explorer doesn't die. If I put in an E4, then this has 3 Explorers, and that's a risk. And all of the land types are open and fair game right now. So probably F7, as it doesn't have a blade. All the other neighboring lands have blades, okay. And they explore sands with escalation. So on each board, add 2 explorers total among lands with beasts. I mean, I could opt for my sacred sites to not be beasts for this, but it's fine. So this is when we might start getting to 3, but this is 1. That's fine. Sands explorers, so they're gonna have an extra explorer in there. This is ravaging as is. You do have a dire metamorphosis. Although that will blight me. I'd rather do that in like F3, as that will stop the ravage. If I do this, this ravages. If I do this, I mean, I guess. Well, no, it will ravage. Yeah, it will ravage. So I guess just keep it coastal, because that is ravaging already, but it's fewer things to worry about. And these two could just both go in F5 because there's nothing going on in there. I guess I go in F6 actually. The land that's danger already. Okay, so doing this here I think is fine. What? I did not want to damage the town. Do this here. This pushes this explorer out, which generates a fear. We're gonna kill the city in F2. I'd rather you just go in F4, even though that is blighted. Wait, that will kill the city. That will actually kill the town if I do that. Huh? That is so many tokens I just added. That is so sick. Man, if I do strafe the town, it dies. But, I mean, I generate a fear if I push the explorer anyway, and right now this ravage is safe. Okay, so I think that's fine then. Serpent Rouse is here. Okay. So I could sleep and never waken every turn. But it does cost energy. I gain 1 per turn, and I only get +1 here. So I'd be losing 1 energy per turn every time I play it, basically. I could absorb essence again. We're at 4 of 7 right now, which is still a wide berth, but it does give an any to many mines. So what are the risks right now? 4 blights, 1 cascade. The one in E2 is the cascade. E1 is danger. E3 is slight danger. F1 is slight danger. This will be a pretty good turn for presences providing defend 1, although that is in my discard right now. We can use this to copy Strife, interestingly. Or Badlands, or... I mean, this just added all the tokens that then can then be copied with this, which is interesting. But the thing is that none of these... Like, that Strife isn't relevant for any of the Ravages this turn. These only give me 3 animals. If I have Absorb Essence, though... Well, I said 3 animals. This only gives me 2 animals. I don't know what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking I'm playing up to here. Which would be... quite interesting. But if I have Absorb Essence, I do actually have another animal. How much damage is in this land? 9. So defense 7 is not enough. This could be a pretty good turn for Aegis, actually. I can't go into E2. I mean, what I could do is add a presence and then reclaim and move my presence over. How good is that Aegis? Defend 2 plus 1. This is 6 damage. That's a pretty big Ravage, actually. I mean, other than the Dahan that's in there, there's nothing in there I care about, so it could Blade. E2, however, is 9 damage, and I would need a lot more for that. If I were to, like, reclaim all, I could do Aegis and Absorb Essence, but Defend 4 would still not be enough for E1. Entrancing Operations is actually becoming hard to use, although Entrancing Operations in F5 stops 2 Sands builds. That's interesting. Also blocks a Ravage. And then board F has no Ravage and no build. Which means that many Mines' efforts should be moving towards helping on board E. Somehow. If I reclaim all, could use that to stop the E2 Ravage. Really would be nice if I had to reclaim 1 lying around somewhere, but I don't. Is there any other way I could protect E2? I feel like no. I mean, I guess I could grow into E1 and then do Sleep and Never Waken into E2. Stops all actions, removes 2 explorers. It does not solve E1 yet. Especially because this turn I'm not getting an extra moon and air from my Quicken. Well, I guess the air. Oh, I have an innate moon. That's what it was. I had 3 moons because I played 2 moon cards plus the innate moon. And both those were animals. Yeah, so I'm not going to hit the threshold this turn. If I was hitting the threshold, I'd be removing 2 explorers in E1 very easily. But I only have 1 any. And this doesn't give me any moons or airs, so... Or animals, rather. Moons or airs or animals. Actually, all of the above. If I reclaim all... and place a presence... I could just play the same 2 cards I did last turn, which will automatically hit the threshold on there with the any. I could like move this presence into E1 or sorry, grow into E1, move the E1 presence into E2. If I were to also reclaim all on here, I could use Boon to move the E7 presence into E1. And then with that, I could then do Sleep and Never Waken, which will hit E1 as my presence is in there. Targets E2, so it removes the 2 explorers and blocks this Ravage. And then the 2 explorers in E1 because my presence is in there. And Boon with Defend 1 is enough to defend E1. And there's an explorer in F1, so it stops that Ravage and build as well. And there's 2 explorers we put in F6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 explorers destroyed that way is pretty good. Also the 2 in there, so it's actually 3 fear. That's pretty worthwhile, I would say. I could gain a power card instead of Reclaim All, as I do have Reclaim 1 coming up. What would I need off that power card? I have an Innate Moon. And I have an Any. So I'd need to have 2 of Moon, Air, Animal for that power card to be good. The reason that Quicken worked was that it had Moon and Animal. Minor power deck is still thick. A lot of these have 3 elements on them. Some have less than that, some have more than that. But it had, you know, assuming that they're all 3 elements and assuming that they're all equally likely, was the probability that out of 4 cards I find 1 that gives me 2 of the 3 elements that I want? That is an excellent question. First off, how many 3 element sets can you come up with out of 8? That's 8 choose 3. That's 56. 56 different triplets of elements. How many of them contain 2 of the elements I want? Well, 3 ways to choose which 2 elements I want. And then... oh. Yeah, if it's exactly 2, it's 3 ways to choose the 2 elements I want, 5 ways to choose the element that doesn't match. So that's 15 that matches 2, plus the 1 that matches all 3, so it's 16. So it's a 16 out of 56 per card. Are you bored with the math yet, or are you like confused right now with the math yet? I don't know. 1 out of 16 minus 56 is a 71%, but that's per card. So across 4 cards, there's a 26% chance that all 4 miss. Assuming, again, that all cards have a triplet of elements and that each element is equally likely, which is definitely not the case. We have a 4-element card here. And we have an elemental boon, which is sick. In any case, I guess it is a reclaim all on... Assuming that this plan works, this is a reclaim all on many mines. Because we need to play this boon. So we're going to look at this power card, and if it's an elemental boon, then it's free. It's not an elemental boon. Now, if I had chosen this with Serpent, we would have gotten Prowling Panthers, which would have gotten me the moon and the animal, and I would have done the any for the air. We also could unlure of the unknown. Okay, this is an isolate. An isolate with Russia allows us to kill explorers. But we're not getting the air and animal. Or we're not getting it this turn with these cards anyway. I'm going to take the isolate. Does those add beasts and do things with beasts? I'm going to take the isolate one. So that was a miss on Elemental Boon and a kind of miss on anything that would help otherwise with 4D. I feel like to be safe, I should do Reclaim All with Serpent. So I don't need Reclaim 1 this turn, so let's take the water then. Then Reclaim All, move this presence. Oops, I can actually just keep it there, but that's dumb. Undo that move. There we go. So I need that. I need that. Oh. I don't have enough energy to do other things here. That is a problem. Okay, well... The way to fix that would be gain an energy here. So I do have to high roll this. This has Moon Animal. Because what we needed was Moon, Air, Animal, 2 of them. This doesn't have Air, Animal. This doesn't have Moon, Air. This doesn't have Moon, Animal. So it has to be Infested Aquifers. Okay, so I don't have to reclaim all. But I do need to reclaim 1. Oh. Oh, I don't need to be an E2. I don't know why I kept thinking I had to be an E2, because I actually don't need to be an E2. Any on air. So this targets E2, removes 2 explorers there, stops all actions there, also removes 2 explorers here. Okay. I also don't even need to be in E1, because I'm just going to move this presence over to E1, although it could really move wherever it wants to go. Is there a more meaningful move? Like defend 1 in E3, really. I mean, well, sort of. I guess I could move into F8, not for the defend. Although moving out of F8, moving out of F6 stops that as well. But like stop the build there was a thought. I do want to leave my presence there to remove 2 explorers. But I don't need to move this presence over there. So I can undo this. I still have the any. The any did not get undone that time. Or sorry, my any's already my any is still on air. That was not undone, but I didn't actually hit undo on that, did I? Okay. So we still need boon here. We're going to boon this presence over there, so that solves that. And these are not building and also not ravaging. This one's empty. This one is strifed, and this one will be blocked. So the only question mark is E3. I mean, there's options. We could actually isolate it. Isolating it kills the explorer. Flat out. One Dahan does not participate, but the other one does. I guess we could just defend with this innate, though. Which does push the explorer, but I mean, yeah. We just need defend too. So yeah, I feel like isolating it is an option, but we have another way of just stopping it. Isolating it would kill the explorer, but that's not really that vital. We have Sacred Site F2 that targets E6. We could put a disease in there, but we have to spend an energy for that. But that stops the city in E6. It's not like a secret ravaging land that I'm forgetting about, right? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Am I still in F6? I am. I mean, I suppose I can use this gather to gather into E2 and do Gold's Allure there or something. Strife the city. Or something. I don't know. I suppose I should figure out a way to solve E6. Maybe by doing Pursue. Because I can gather a lot of beasts in there and then push all the things out and they don't build that way. Okay. And I guess I could disease it this turn. And do it that way, but that costs an energy. Energy is precious. Actually, it would be nice if I could push these explorers into a land with Serpent. But this presence is not really there. It's going to be an E1. So that's kind of sucky. I don't know. This defend covers E3. I guess I can get one more fear. I don't know. I'm just like overthinking right now. We're not in super dire straits. It's just there's a lot of possible plays with like varying values. We could relocate Dahan if we wanted. I don't think that's super vital. That said, I don't really know what else to do. I'm just gonna play that one because that one doesn't seem like it's high value on a later turn. Whereas other ones have various uses. Because like our Dahan aren't really doing much, I'll be honest with you. E2's not ravaging, everything else is empty or killed, so this is largely just move Dahan, but in a non-meaningful way. Oh well. Alright. So this happens after I move the presence. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are at the limit for this. Okay. So yeah, there wasn't really much value to that anyway. So this is defend there. Then I need 4 beasts in here. And this is gather 4, push up to 3. Or gather up to 4, push up to 3. Don't think I need the Sacred Site in F2 right now. Or really E3 for that matter, but... Wait, there's not going to be a Sands build, by the way, once we're done. This is nice. Oh. It's too far away. Dang. Alright, I can go there. Alright, so we don't want triples of explorers. That's ravaging, and 1 explorer blights, and that's a triple, and that's a triple. So you just only have one option, the sands. Or sorry, not the sands, the grass. The jungles. I couldn't remember what they're called. I was like, wetlands? No. Flowers? No. Alright, that's a blade. That's a bit too inland to my liking. That's bladed. I'm just gonna throw you into the wetlands. What could possibly go wrong? That Dahan needs to stay there. There's no neighboring like things I can do to get more Dahan in there. I just have this to move a beast more. So I guess I don't need all the beasts there, so let's just move this guy. I could move my sacred site over, I guess. Yeah. Stay there. Okay. That was a lot of small actions. Add a city to a coastal land with cities. There is one. On each board, add disease to the coastal land with the most buildings. In that land, 3 damage to Dahan. Each spirit may push one of their Dahan from a land with Dahan. 2 damage in the land pushed to. Interesting. Oh, it's also coastal. Also kills that Dahan. Tragedy. So much for that death. Each spirit may push one of their presence from a land with Dahan. Damage in the land it pushed to. Because there's no build, right? Because this is dying in the Ravage. So I can push this into E2, kills the town, push it in E5, kills the town. Push into E7, kills an explorer, and pushes the other one. But that's not really super vital. No neighbors there, but I could push this one in here, kill a town. There's no Dahan here, so I can't do a thing to kill that town in F3 now. I think killing the blighted town is good. I don't think I need the sacred site here at the moment, but I'm not sure that killing an explorer is super value. That said, there's not really many. Like these two are the only lands that many mines has Dahan in, and this one isn't neighboring anything. So like this is the only value push. So. So not in here. Putting it here ravages. Putting it there ravages, so it has to be here. And I think going... We have Serpent Rouses, by the way, but this is not enough damage. Guess we do have 1 damage. I could kill a city in E2. Yeah, I guess that's value. Two fear cards. On each board, remove an explorer town from a land matching the Ravage card. Remove that town, please. Also remove that town. Okay, that's cool. Each player may push up to 3 explorers' towns from an inland land. Again, we have no build. Is it a good idea to push out of E8? can actually combo this. We're gonna clean up F6 at some point, that's for sure. This has been a problem land, but it's not been doing anything for a long time. But it's probably gonna change. There's like a 1 in 3 chance that mountains is next. I suppose one explorer can go in E3. And that would actually kill an explorer. Another thing to consider is that the escalation puts 2 explorers in lands with beasts. We're not gonna be able to play this next turn, right? I guess we can gain 4 energy instead of gaining a power card. If I'm playing this every turn, I could just do that. Like, this is better than a random power card, right? I guess the benefit of random power card is that I can get the elemental threshold. But removing explorers with that card is really strong here. So I could always add explorers to lands with Serpent as long as there's a beast in there. And there's not really many lands that fit that other than F6. Anyway. If I push E8 into E7 into E5, then E8 is isolated. I mean, it could still be added with the escalation, but it's isolated. That's the only isolated land that we can have here. I guess technically F7 is isolated. Although, pushing those 2 explorers out, I can only put 1 into E3 safely. F4 would ravage if I put in there, and F8 would build if I put in there. So that's not actually super helpful in the end, because then F7 is not isolated after that. Awkward. I guess E4 is isolated if this town's not there. And this isolation is a bit better than this isolation because there's Blight there and not beasts or many mines. Fear card is per board. Or sorry, it's per player. Each player may push from an inland land. So I could combo this in different ways. I can put 1 explorer in E3 safely and then put the other one in E5. And push E5 into E2. All 3 of them. All right. So because it thinks it's cascade, it's a cascade. It's asking to choose for me, but it's skipped. Oh. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't undo that, can I? Ow! I moved my presence out, which removed the 1 defend, which is kind of bad. But I can't fix that now. Welp! It is what it is. So E1 is building. Exclamation point. I mean, we're just gonna sleep and never waken again, right? always be sleeping. Okay, so this was 1 damage to each invader. And then this is just 1 damage. So yeah, it's gonna kill everything except for the city. It's gonna push 1 explorer. Yeah, okay. So that's 2 health, right? Yeah. Okay. So for me to have enough energy to play Infested Aquifers, I'm going to need to gain 4 energy. And so doing that, I need to decide whether I skip the presence placement or skip the threshold. There's no explorers in E1 for that matter, so there's not many beasts nearby here, but we can get many beasts this way. Many, many beasts. And then I just have to get, what, this is 5? There's no explorers. Okay, so it's not that big of a deal to defend that. So if I skip many mines this turn, I'll have a bit more energy to play around with. Is there an explorer or a gather 2? Gather 2 here would actually be pretty interesting. It would stop both of those builds, and then this land ravages. Maybe I just destroy this presence. Because, and bear with me on this, I don't need to absorb essence if I don't have many presence on the board. But we also only have 1 blight left on the card, so the end will blight at that point. We are 1 fear card away from Terror level 3, so maybe we could just ask the question, can we just win? Because they're not building any cities. If I can just destroy the cities, the 3 that are on here, we get 6 fear that way. Really the annoying thing is largely that we don't have that many ways of dealing damage with mini mines. What if, and bear with me on this, I gathered Explorer here so that this ravages. Then I just have to defend 1,000,000. Only 1,000,000 though. Only 10 for that matter. But if I were to reclaim Quicken, this is defend 10. I would just need to have a sacred site there. But yeah, if that ravages, the Dahan kill the city, and that's fine. That's one city down, 2 to go. So reclaiming Quicken means I don't have many things, but I will have another Fire Earth from that. I don't have this Earth yet, but I do have an any. If I could somehow find a card that gives Fire Earth, I get 3 damage, and that kills kills another city. So I think it's power card presence. And we hope that the power card gives me a Fire Earth. I think Many Minds takes for the option 3 to get +2 energy, +1 energy, presence beasts, gather beasts, blah 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 blah. E1 defends, and we get a power card there that maybe gives elemental boon. Or somehow kills a city, which is very rare for a power card. Or for a minor power. But we don't have much energy floating around right now. That's kind of the problem, but whatever. Alright, Fire Earth. Rip run. Kind of have no focus on the explorers this turn, or the builds this turn with what I'm trying to set up here, so targets jungle wetland, but it's slow. Destroy presence is only here. Oh, whoops. Okay. Clicking this button. I'm also gonna gain a power card this way. There's elemental boon. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is insta-click. We've largely been neglecting Serpent Wakes this game. I don't think we've triggered this a single time. But Water Fire Plant is Poison Dew, and that gives me +1 energy for both spirits, basically. But this is a pretty weak effect. I mean, like, I don't think I'm playing Gift of Flowing Power. I guess Six Fear? Six Fear? Yeah. I'm gonna take this one. Add a presence to a land without blight is kind of hard on this board. Oh, we're not doing anything for the Sans Ravage. Oh no, sorry, no, we are defending it with right, many minus. Right. Sorry, we established that 5 minutes ago. It's just I have short-term memory loss. By the way, I don't know if this has come up yet, but I have short-term memory loss. Just in case it pops up. I was supposed to say something tonight and I forgot what it was. I don't know. I have this problem with short-term memory loss that I keep forgetting what I wanted to say. Okay. Give me the beasts. Give me the beasts. So that one's necessary. Everything else is just something, I guess. This doesn't remove cities. It just skips invader actions, right? I'm just gonna do stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I should probably play things that have animal on them. I'll play these cards. Oh, I can only play that many. Gold's Allure, I don't really want. I guess I could Gold's Allure F5. Wait, wasn't I supposed to get an Explorer in here somehow? So that this ravages? Wasn't that like part of my plan? Well, I can't actually do that as it turns out. Okay, so much for quick and actually doing something. It was kind of the part of the plan that I forgot to work out, is how to gather an Explorer. I don't actually need the fire. Let me look at this power card again. None of these are a fast gather. In fact, none of these are a gather, really, for an explorer. All right. It's all right. There is an escalation. We'll do something with destroying all explorers, I'm sure. I'm sure. So, Elemental Boon could give an animal if I so desire. I guess I do need to defend 4, yeah. An Earth to kill a city. And then you don't really get anything else. Nor do you get anything else. So this is just 2 elements. I guess I might give... No. Well, this is also an animal. Well, now I have this. Which... Yeah. Getting elements there doesn't really help. Does it? It's kind of weird. The left innate doesn't really seem so great, honestly. I mean, it's nice for when you have things to do with it, but when you're largely just trying to defend, it's really easy. I guess we can combo it with this. But anyway. You need earth. I need animal. And nothing else will actually do anything. So I'm going to click on Sunshine because the event card is going to do something with sun. Right? Right? So this is... I guess I could have clicked air and I could have gathered one more. But I'm also not pushing things out. And I only need one in there anyway. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Just literally that one. That's all I want. All I want in life is that one. Great, that's defended. No blight. Yay. I can just skip an action. That's literally all I can do. I guess I don't have to click Earth here, but it's really, yeah, yeah. So the skip. Oh, I don't even have a sacred site here. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, if I was just gonna skip all actions there, then I could have just not defended there, I guess. On the other hand, I guess I could just get any number of beasts there to get to Terra level 3 and get one more fear card at Terra level 3, so I guess that's reasonable. At the cost of more beasts. Remove half rounding down. Also, I need to undo to the gather part. Half rounding down. Yeah, so I do need... Okay. I do need the animal. And I already clicked on animal. Oh, I need air. That's what I needed. Okay. There we go. Now we're back to there. So, gather 4. I am now interested to see what a destroyed sacred site looks like. It just goes there. Cool. And then maybe there's something about... Okay, I'm still going to defend 10 here. There's a chance I could move explorers with the fear cards. I'm sure. On each board in a land... Oh, we're at tier level 3, so we got this one. Excellent. On each board in a land with 2 or more towns, add a blight without cascading, add 2 badlands, remove all towns. Okay. Destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts on each board. When invaders ravage, the land has to Han defend 2. This has 2 or more towns. So we're just blighting the island. Okay. Still healthy? Still healthy island? Immediately, each player adds blight from this card to a land adjacent to blight. Still healthy? Cool. That wasn't actually super great though. I mean, remove the towns. Cool. They weren't the problem, nor did I really care about the towns, but whatever. Destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts on each board. On each board. That one. That one. Hey, this ravages now. Yes, I did it! I did it! No, they're dying. Wait. Oh, no. There's... Okay, I can kill this one instead. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. This land now has 3 explorers, so it is in fact ravaging. Yes. Finally! I could kiss you right now. And then defend 2. Sure. Whatever. Each player adds strife to an invader. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1 to any invader. This one, this one. Each player chooses a different land and each remove up to 2 health worth of invaders per presence. This one. Did we just win the game? I could just stop. Oh, I can't stop both. Oh, I guess this is diseased. Yeah. That one. It's a destroy, or not destroy, it's a remove. Remove trumps destroy. I'll allow it. No, skip is fine. Actually, no. Skip is... Wait, how many... How many skips do we actually have in that land? We removed 3? So we have 3 skips. I could just, yeah, skip the Ravage, because we also skipped the thing. That's fine. Don't go there. And actually, this isn't Ravaging, because there was no Explorer in there at the start of the turn. Wetlands. Okay, we won. It's fine. We won. We won. We won. But first, we'll gain energy. Yay! We hit the victory condition. No cities. The invaders are deeply afraid and no cities remain to turn to for refuge. The remaining populace swiftly evacuate the island. And look, we have a still healthy Blight card victory. How many times have you won with a still healthy Blight card? 50 points. 10 for victory, 30 for difficulty 6, 10 for the 5 remaining invader cards, 4 for the 9 surviving Dahan, -4 for the 9 Blight. And we won on turn 6. It's weird that was only 6 turns, by the way. This actually puts this game into perspective, doesn't it? As I've been streaming for 2 hours 36 minutes. The first 20 minutes of it was like raiding Russia and many mines. So the game lasted essentially for 2 hours 16 minutes. That's 136 minutes, which 136 divided by 6 is a number. Well, 120 divided by 6 is 20. 16 divided by 6 is 2 2/3. So 22 minutes per turn. This is how Spirit Island goes, everyone. It's 22 minutes per turn. If you find yourself spending 22 minutes per turn, that's okay, because I do too. How do I feel about Russia 6, though? I mean, so what do we have left over from Russia? Russia 4. When in making the invader deck, put 1 stage 3 card after each stage 2 card, so it goes 1 1 1 2 3 2 3 2 3 2 3 3. Then entrench in the face of fear. Put an unused stage 2 invader card under the top 3 fear cards and an unused stage 3 card under the top 7 fear cards. When one is revealed, immediately put it in the build space face up. So you end up with a double build. Or a triple build with stage 3. And then pressure for fast profit after the Ravage step of turn 2+. On each board where it added no blight, in a land with the most explorers, minimum 1, add an explorer and a town. Interesting. So 2-3-2-3-2-3-2-3-3. That means escalations don't happen every turn, but at the same time, you know, you have stage 3 cards, which is a double explorer basically, so still sucks. This is like more explorers faster, right? And a stage 2 card under fear cards, stage 3 card under more fear cards. It's actually interesting because Put an unused stage 2 card in the top 3 figure cards. That's not even tier level 2 yet. And then top 7 figure cards is also not tier level 3 yet. That's weird. That's weird. Also gives you some insight if you reveal it super early. When you reveal the unused stage 2 card, it's like, oh, it's coastal. Well, I guess all the remaining stage 2 cards are escalations. Yay! 2-3-2-3 means you can spawn things like jungle, wetland, sand. Yeah. More likely to have ravage into build into ravage. Yeah. There's also Russia 6 puts explorers in the land with the most explorers, which means that we have an England of explorers on each board. But only on each board where added no blight. So the workaround is make sure that ravages always blight. I mean, that is my typical Spirit Island MO. ABB, always be blighting. I mean, in a sense, a blight skips a build. Blight do be a resource, yeah, and I think that's like the barrier between like low level and mid level Spirit Island play. Like the low level Spirit Island players that think, oh, I have to block every single ravage to prevent as many blight as possible. Versus the mid-level play where, oh, this land is blighting, but there's nothing in there, so that's okay. I'm gonna say it's mid-level because I would say high level is more like, I don't know. This is a cascade, but that's okay. Maybe not that much smoke. But I mean, I don't know. Just the understanding that ravages are sometimes less important than builds. Preventing a build is more important than preventing a ravage if you have to choose one of them. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Check out Handelabra Live on Tuesday at 3 p.m. I'm sure there will be a Spirit Island stream that day, as that is the day that Jagged Earth Phase 2 releases. Jagged Earth Phase 2 will feature the Stardom of Russia, which we featured today, as well as Many Minds Move as One, which you can't actually see here, but you can see here. Oh, you actually get to see the cards that I left with. I did not know this was a thing. This might have been added recently, might have always been a thing. I honestly don't know. I've never honestly clicked this in the middle of victory. But yeah, Many Minds Move as One. First impressions of Many Minds Move as One. Obviously, the innates are a bit weird. It's nice to have consistent defend, though. That is a nice effect. And some of these are potentially really strong effects. Like adding 2 beasts, always really strong. Regardless of like every other effect that Many Minds gives, beasts are like event lottery. Sometimes you get an event card that does things based off of beasts, or sometimes a fear card that does things off of beasts. So more beasts means if you get one of those, then you're cashing out for $100 million instead of $500. You can also skip invader actions by removing some of your beasts. And your presence or your sacred sites also count as beasts, which is cool. Lots of interesting things. But damage is certainly lacking, which is fine. It's kind of like offense is rated very lowly here for that very explicit reason. You also... Oh, now that I flipped it, it's only showing the base cards. That might be a bug, actually. But... Pursue with scratches, which pushes a lot of explorers in town, so you can prevent builds very easily, you can defend ravages very easily, but you can't seem to destroy invaders very easily. But the fear game is certainly very strong. I mean, come on. Like, the 3rd tier innate here is 4 fear. If you're playing solo Many Minds, 4 fear is 1 fear card. And top tier innate is 6 fear, which is 1.5 fear cards. And then... you also get 2 fear for removal of beasts on here, so like removing 2 beasts, which only requires 4 beasts in that land, or 3 beasts in a sacred site, is a fear card. Again, on single player. Which I generally don't play single player, as I feel like power cards that target another spirit are usually, I feel like they're more balanced for targeting another spirit versus yourself, right? I don't know. Like, Serpent solo is crazy as you absorb yourself. So you gain 3 energy, but also in 1 energy. And by the way, absorbing yourself means that you don't need as many presences on, or you don't have as many presences on the boards. You don't need to absorb yourself that often. Yeah. Plus your other cards. Yourself gains 1 energy, plays another power card. Yourself gains a minor, can play it immediately. Yeah. And then I guess like also, come on. I keep on, so when I'm doing this, I want to click here to go up there, but I can't. Also, if you absorb yourself, you get to gain a major power without forgetting twice. Add a presence at range 1 twice. I assume that works. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like 2 spirits really shows the like, I mean, like, synergy is the other thing here, but like Sentinels is a really fun game because you get to synergize with heroes, which is like why it's a cooperative game. You play with other players and synergize with other players, and it really feels like teamwork. Spirit Island feels a lot like teamwork, but only if you have 2 spirits. I understand that 2 spirits does increase the complexity of the game quite a bit, but I generally am fine with 2 spirits. 4 spirits tends to give me a bit of a headache sometimes, but I do play that sometimes as well. I've rarely played 1 spirit. Maybe I should change that sometimes just to see that end, but anyway, again, I'm rambling, but that is the end of this stream. Again, Tuesday is the release of Jagged Earth Phase 2. So if you've already purchased Jagged Earth, it should update with the new content. Otherwise, you could purchase it at the discounted price, and you will enjoy this as well as the things that came with Phase 1, which I think it was 2 spirits and event cards and power cards, right? So Stones Unyielding Defiance, and Vengeance is a Burning Plague. Maybe an adversary? Yeah, Habsburg was also there. So you get to enjoy Habsburg, 2 spirits, all the power cards from Jagged Earth, and all the event cards and fear cards from Jagged Earth as well. At least I think those are all included. Everything else is just the spirits and scenarios and adversaries and aspects. But for tonight, I am done. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Peace.